So the lady at the table had like the gilded chainmail, her hand on this massive or like ornate warhammer. That's a small warhammer, not massive actually, a small warhammer. After having that conversation, managed to get the approval to go into the sarcophagus and get the statuette, or the tomb area, get the little statuette. And on the way out, you guys were so polite that you were sort of not even sure if you should take that warhammer or not, but eventually you did take it, and you wanted to just get the hell out of there. And as you rounded the bend into the area where all those coffins were, there stood the White at the end of the corridor, end of the room, blocking the exit there with his morning star at his side. And yada yada yada.
Getting dicey.
Okay, we got the map up, and I'll get rid of Adam's little area on the streaming area. Cool. Get some sounds up. How do we do that? It's been a couple of weeks. I forgot how to do it. There we go. I wonder if I could add a noise gate to that as well. Just while I'm like doing this. I'm just doing one thing for the viewers that might make it sound even better.
Noise gate sounds like a political conspiracy. You know, like Watergate or
too much noise.
Noise gate.
I reckon that'll make it sound better. I hope so. Let me. Not that anyone in the chat.
Ducking it.
Yeah, I'm just adding a noise gate, so because I think there's like some hissing from some audio that I'm getting through, and I can just cut that out, so they won't hear it when there's quiet anyway. So anything underneath 40.
Quiet?
Probably not. Probably not. But look, it's there now.
Okay.
So we'll see how that works. If there was anyone in the chat to ask how it was sounding, I would definitely ask them. Okay, let's kick off. I think Christoph was the first around, but he's not here to discuss. Let's say, Wilgus, you and Mallory sort of head off behind Christoph. Christoph, you see now, is just sort of standing still in the middle of this room, and past him, at the far end, is the White with his morning star at his side. What does Wilgus do?
Guys, I think we got to kill that White. He's kind of blocking the whole hallway. He doesn't like fire, that we know, and we could try stabbing him, or we can flee to our deaths, perhaps.
I say we get our torches and just start waving them around in his direction, because he seems to not like it. And hopefully it'll keep him at bay enough so that we can push through and get out the door.
Digby, you enter this sort of area as well and just see the sight of the White at the far end too.
Oh my goodness. I look back behind me into the other room where Whitey was, and there's the doors are all locked back there, aren't they? This is the only exit. He's blocking the only exit. Is that?
Yeah, the other two doors were locked. You could probably like smash them with enough damage, but it's whether or not you've got enough time to do that.
I think that would happen, but yeah, they're locked, right?
Yeah, they are locked. And like the locks are, one of those is rusted, broken. The other one has something jammed into it, like one of the keys had broken off inside.
Yes, that's right. How about we reason with him? Tell him about that Whitey gave us her blessing.
Yes.
Great idea, Digby.
He looks like a reasonable. What? I can hear a cat.
It's the White. That was the White trying to speak back.
Oh. I'm going to chase it.
As you guys are talking about persuading this creature at the end of the room, it just takes a solitary sort of step forward into the room, dragging a morning star behind him. I will get everybody to grab initiative card. We're gonna move into initiative order.
So do you click your character or you just
Just grab a card now. Grab a
It
card.
became enormous when I dragged it. It's like as big as the room.
What?
And then it just there it is. I'm gonna whisper to everyone, why don't we lure him over this way? And when he gets in the room and there's a gap behind him, we'll run past and escape.
Sounds fatal.
That's true.
Has everyone pulled a card?
I'd like to think Christoph says something witty like, I see you have a big Warhammer, but I have one too.
Yes. It's a tiny one.
And it's more of a morning star, not a Warhammer. So
Yeah. He says it more accurately and succinctly.
Cool,
nice. Whose is the number 5 kind of floating in the middle of the map?
Mine.
Oh, okay.
I should put it over here. Oh, I can't.
Cool. And whose is the 10? Was that Mallory or Wilgus?
That's Wilgus's 10.
Okay, Mallory. I'll just get you to
It could be a 0-1, but it's upside down.
Ah. Yeah, if you just
I
drag...
thought that was my 10.
Uh,
Was that not my 10? I put it next to Murray.
oh. Well, just whoever wants to grab another card, and whoever's first to grab a card can take that initiative. You don't want a
take another
10,
one.
so...
Oh.
A 10 is like last in the order, so...
Don't roll a 20 either.
I got a 2. I'll take the 2.
Okay, nice. Put
And
it
break
somewhere...
my streak?
Yeah, put it somewhere where you know it's yours. We'll go to the top of the turn order then, with Wilgus.
Oh,
Alrighty.
oh no. I'm not Wilgus.
Wilgus, being inspired by Mallory's words, is going to lunge forward towards the white and with his dagger just going to poke it into his face.
Be careful, Wilgus.
Okay, give us a roll. Do we remember
Wait,
how to
are
do?
you stabbing him in the face with a torch?
With a dagger.
Oh, with a dagger. Sorry.
Yeah. And as he stabs, he's going to yell out, "For not slavery!" And he rolled a 3.
That's all right.
And that's less than what he needed to roll, so that's a hit.
It is. That's right. You've done
For
7
damage.
So you've done 7 damage. He takes half damage from anything non-magical, non-fire. So it just stabs into him, but it doesn't get past his armor. Just glides off the armor that he's wearing.
Oh, what? Oh, because it was a
Terrifying.
3.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
Why? Sorry, why? Why? Because the 3?
Because it took half damage, so it half that 7 down to 3, and he has more armor points than 3 damage.
Oh, so that they stack.
Correct.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Correct.
We have to get at least above a 3 to
At
even
least.
do 1 point of damage.
So that was your movement and your action. You've probably got a little more movement if you wanted to move away, but then obviously you've got to evade if you want to take any sort of movement away.
Wilgus will just sweat.
Okay. It is the white's turn. Again, in the system, we just roll a d6 to see what attack he is going to do. He's doing... Okay, so the white just reaches for, like, with his non-dominant hand, just grabs onto you, Wilgus, and you can just feel the chill of death just spread through your body. So we're going to roll d6. Can you give me on your next turn? You need to do an evade roll. Just it's not an action; it's just a way to start to like break free of the grasp. So this cold sets in, it does 2 damage to you. Just two cold damage.
Well, if you've got armor, does it affect cold, or does it just go through armor?
This one says specifically armor has no effect
Right.
on this attack. I'm just having a look. So on your next turn, the next turn in order, must make an evade roll on their next turn in order to act at all. If the roll fails, a new attempt can be made on their next turn. The victim also becomes cold and cannot heal HP or WP until they get warm. So you're now in like a cold state. Next up,
And sweating.
yeah. Next up, is Digby.
So we've got 2 torches going. Who's got them?
Who's the? Let's have a look. I believe Mallory has one.
Yeah.
And I believe Digby's got his lantern, and Christoph has one as well.
Right. Christoph, can I have your your torch? Can I borrow your torch? Can I borrow a light? Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, for sure.
I-
If you can
I'm going-
get to him,
Yeah.
then you can just take it from him.
It's 30. Well, how many squares can I move?
I think you got movement of 12, which is like six squares of movement.
There's
Is
one,
the white
there's 3
still
already.
covered in oil from our earlier encounter?
No.
Or did he squeegee it off?
He's been squeegeeing it off. Yeah.
Ah,
That's rude. Okay, I'm going to. I suppose I have to get close to him with this.
What are you going to throw it at him, or are you just going to?
So, hey, if I throw oil at him, does that actually have an effect? Is that helpful, or is that just like some flavor?
It'll make it easier to set him on fire. That's for sure. So there'll be
Helps
like
define his
continuous damage, basically, versus a one-off.
Continuous damage.
Sure. Until the
that what
oil
you said?
comes off it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw some oil at him, like a lighter fluid, out of my lantern oil thing. I'm holding a torch in
Cool.
one hand and spraying oil at him.
So we'll get since you're sort of are you just like what is this? What is sort of device is it in? Is it just you're gonna have to like splash it at him, right?
Yeah, splash it at him.
What roll do you think you'd need to roll for that? I would think.
Well, that's a good question. For oil,
So I'm just having a quick look at what that might be. I'm thinking like something like sleight of hand might be, because it's about dexterity with or agility with your hand. So
well, what about just agility? Because sleight of hand so that no one sees it.
well, sleight of
Like
hand.
I'm hiding a card or something. Or
Not in Dragonbane. There's a few times I've seen in the rules where sleight of hand is more about like doing something, not specifically not to let people see it, but it's about being dexterous with your hand.
okay.
But if you think agility is what you would like to roll, we can go for agility.
It would be something in the agility thing. So there's evade, hunting and fishing, riding. There's not many. Sleight of hand, and sneaking and swimming. Those are the only agility things on the
Yeah, I
thing.
think-
So I'll do.
I think sleight of hand might be the
All right.
one to go.
Oh well, that's a miss.
That is a miss. So you're standing there. You just sort of tossed some of this oil in his direction, and you've got your
Yes.
torch in your hand, standing next to Christoph. But it just splashes down onto the
Stay away.
onto the ground in front of the white.
Okay, now I'm going to run away.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. That's my movement. Just get away from him.
It is the white's turn again. And this time, what is he going to do? It's the same thing. It's the same roll of a 5. Just reaches out again. He's still like got his hand on you, Wilgus, and you just feel just another pulsate of that cold ripple through you. Another 2 cold damage.
How many HP you got left?
Not enough. Got to 9.
That's not too bad.
Each of those 9 are real fat. They're real big.
Oh,
The chunky
big 9.
hit points.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Christoph's turn now, so we can kind of have a bit of a chat about things. There's been it's a known. There's something, I mentioned it when he first got the Warhammer. There's something magical about this Warhammer. So I guess the question is, do you want him to do something with fire, or are you happy for him to test out this magical weapon? What's the plan?
Magic Warhammer for sure.
Yeah.
Alright,
You're
cool.
foolish not.
Cool. Whoever has, I think you've all got access to Christoph. Someone can roll his Warhammer strike. Someone who wants to do that.
I just see his bio when I click on his name.
Oh yeah.
Or the picture, and that's it.
There's no
Christopher's.
character section. Let's have a quick
Nope.
look.
Same for each of the characters. I can only see mine.
Okay, look, I'll chuck you on there. You should be able to see it now.
Now I can see it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So give his
All right.
Warhammer a roll. So he'll, I guess, charge up with the Warhammer.
Yeah. Back to the brink of death with you, you foul beast. And he rolls.
Well, that is a miss. Do you think he would push?
Hey,
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's just freaking out that he needs it so much, and he's going to dishearten himself. But still only gets a 16.
Okay, he ends up disheartened, square in front of the white, as just the weight of this Warhammer is just a little bit different from what he's used to, and he just doesn't quite make a connection with the white. Which leads us to Mallory.
Great. So I've got my torch out, have I?
Yes.
I'm going to run up behind Christoph and maybe would yelling at him be an action?
No, I'll give you that as a free
Okay.
action.
I'll just yell at him and say, "Oi, calm yourself. Your wife gave us permission to leave. We're friends of your wife. Can you just calm yourself?"
Who has the statuette piece, by the way? Who ended up with that?
I think I still have it.
I think Mallory's got it.
Right, okay. The white sort of like peers over Christoph's shoulders over towards Mallory and sees you like with the statuette piece sort of tucked under your arm, and as the glowing a green fire in his eyes just ignites up in fury, just
I'll tell your wife.
Working. Keep
I'll
saying
tell
that,
you.
Mallory. It's working.
It's working. He'll burn from the inside.
but you've
Yeah,
still
fire
got
damage.
you've still got an action.
Can I? Is he covered in oil now?
No, the oil missed.
Is the floor covered in oil?
The floor that Christoph is standing in is
That everyone's standing on.
It looked like it went on Christoph.
just splashed onto his shoulders.
Krista, think fast.
Straight into his beard.
I'm gonna. What? There's no way to get in front of no, because that would be second action. Can I ready the torch in case he comes towards me, and then I can just jab him with it?
You could
So
attack him from
one of the
hidden, right?
things, there's no readying actions in Dragonbane.
okay.
What there is you can swap your initiative order with someone else. But obviously, you're at the bottom of the turn order.
I am. There is a little space down there, isn't there? Hang on, let me go there. Right,
Okay.
ready, and in. Can I retcon it so that I can, instead of being behind him? Sorry, I saw the sarcophagi and I thought that was the edge of the wall.
Oh, right. So no, so you still haven't had your action. So
Okay.
yeah.
Right, well, if he's roaring and stuff, I'm going to torch him.
Okay.
Torch him.
Okay. what will we use for that? If basically, since if you're just going to like jab him with it, if you're going to use it like any of your normal weapons you would carry, just roll one of your weapon attacks.
Okay, I'll roll it like a knife. Oh,
just
can I?
click.
Can I use ill-tempered for attacks?
What does ill-tempered do?
Hang on. How do I bring up? There it is. Activate this ability when making a skill roll. Get a boon to the roll. Also become angry if you are not already. Cannot be used for rolls against intelligence-based skills.
I would normally say it would not be for an attack roll because you'd be clicking your weapon, but you're not using your weapon, you're using a skill. So I will say you can totally do that.
So I'm using my knife skill.
Yeah, you use the knife weapon skill instead of clicking on your knife. Yeah.
Okay, so ill-tempered has charged me 3 willpower.
Nice.
Willpower. I'll just add that boon, make sure I'm angry, and now 2. Knifey knife him with a flaming torch. Yes!
Nice. Yeah, so do you like just swipe it out at him, do you?
Yes, back fiend.
Can you give me 2d6 for damage, please?
2d6.
Nice.
7.
Okay, great. Yeah. So it sort of he recoils as the flame sort of licks up over his his sort of spectral face and chest area, and he lets out that he's still just staring you down with ferocity as he screams out in pain.
I got this with the blessing of your wife.
Every time you mention his wife, he just like screams even louder.
What is your problem?
New initiative order. Actually, what I might do just to make sure, let's recall first. Don't take cards yet. There's a shuffle button. Let's click that just to make sure. Now grab some cards for next to your token.
I remembered that Christoph probably gets some kind of bonus because he's been hit by this thing before, isn't he? And he's,
it is. Yeah.
bonus.
What is that? It's a. Let's see if I can find out. It's called Unforgiving. He gets a boon to the roll. Okay. So we need to make sure we do that.
Every day gets a boon. That's cool.
For this, yeah, for any attack on this white. Cool. Top of the turn order, Wilgus. I'm going to need an evade roll from you.
Nice. With rattling bones and just deathly chill rolling into his skeleton, Wilgus rolls a 12 and needs a 12.
That's a meets beats.
Ace.
Nice. Which means you can act, basically, this round.
Do I need to do that twice since he cold jabbed me twice?
No, it just said the evade for the next turn, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. With his ineffectual stab into his face, Wilgus is trying to stab his knife into his kneecap. Back beast!
Cool.
And stab it in there.
Roll to hit.
Which he whiffs on a 16.
Just gave Christoph. So it's a miss, unfortunately, with all of the just screaming and movement of being on fire for that brief moment. You just miss the knee. It's a small target, really, isn't it?
Too small.
Too small. Any movements?
A little piece.
Okay, you just sort of like get onto the white's side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. Digby, over to you.
White hand side. Okay, Digby is going to let out a little growl internally, mustering up some courage as he runs forward with the torch aloft above his head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and run up to the white's left hand side and jab the torch into his face, or we probably, I don't know if he can reach his face. Tall white.
He's a tall white, sure. He's a decent. He's pretty
Isn't it a
tall.
sports team.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I got to stab him in the crotch then.
Okay, you can give us a knife roll as well, using the weapon skill.
An 11, and I got an 11. Is
That's
next
a hit.
phase?
Can you give me 2d6, please?
Can take this, you fiend. 3 and 3.
Okay. You jab out with your torch as well, and just push that into him, setting a bit of him on fire for a brief moment, burning his
bit?
spectral self. You pick. You tell me.
Yeah, it's crotch. That's what I
Straight in the
went for.
crotch. You see, like both times with Mallory and yourself, you see just like a little bit of his spectral skin sort of
Which bit?
evaporate his crotch, as
His
just sort of
skin.
disappear sort of ethereally into the air. One
Say
thing
goodbye.
One thing I did forget, though, I need a d6 from both Mallory and Digby. Any attacks made with a torch, there's a chance they go out. So I need a d6 from each of you.
4.
Okay,
It's
your
like
torch is
Stopping
okay.
out the biggest cigarette on this white.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you're both fine. Your torches are both
Ooh.
still active. Who rolled the 4? That must be you, Mallory?
Yes, it is.
Over
Right,
to you.
I'm gonna swing at him again, and I'm gonna use ill temper again because I don't trust my rolls.
Oh, okay, nice.
Gonna get real
So
angry.
there's like a willpower cost for that, is there?
Yes, there is. It's 3,
Okay,
and
cool.
it's automatically deducted, so that's nice and handy.
Cool.
Right. Swish, swish. Yeah.
That is
Nice,
another hit. Give me 2d6 and then followed by a 1d6 just to see the state of the torch as well.
2d6. 7 again.
Nice.
And have I stubbed out the thing?
No, your torch is still lit. You've just been, the two of you have just been pushing these torches into him. And each one has just been causing major damage to him. This one seems to hit even harder than the others. And I don't know if you're pushing it into his chest or where, but it's the big puff of that sort of spectral skin sort of emanates up out of him and dissipates into the air, followed just by this earth-shattering like howl from the creature. He seems to be standing, but he's like, where he had one hand on his Morningstar and one on Wilgus, he now is like holding sort of his chest area in what looks like agony.
Let's go, guys. Push him back. We can do this.
It is Christoph's turn. Put a boon on his roll this time. We forgot that last time. So he's got his what's it called? There's a specific name for it. He's unforgiving. He's basically written this white's name in a book. He's remembered the pain from being knocked to the ground previously. We're going to go for the Warhammer again.
Yeah, Warhammer again. Back to the darkness, you bastard. And Christoph rolls a 2.
Oh yeah.
He lifts it up, and just for a brief moment, the whole Warhammer just glows, just pulses and with a red color, just real brief, and he just brings it down into the face of the white. And there's nothing the armor can do. There's nothing that can stop this damage from occurring as it just slams through and pummels the white down into the ground. And they're laying on the ground, as you saw with each pushing of the torch into its different body parts and its crotch, his chest. All of them just starts dissipating into the air. His armor, his Morningstar, everything just disappears, and you can just hear echoing through this sort of tomb area now is just this, "I'll be back."
Oh no.
Arnold!
Whoa.
But that's
Whoa.
it. The
Well, we won't.
Right.
We're
Yes!
leaving.
Incredible, Christoph. Well done with that big hammer.
I
Good work,
imagine
fire team.
this is where Christoph would be gloating, I'm sure, about the how cool the hammer is. Maybe.
Yeah. Saying it's all in the wrist or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stroking it affectionately. My precious.
So what next? What next?
Gosh.
We out.
I think
Yeah.
yeah.
Believe it.
Mallory.
We did it. Well done.
I'm a little bit surprised we survived. That was full on.
I knew you
Okay.
guys had it in you. I'm so proud. So proud. But I think we should save the celebrations for when we get out of the hole.
Christoph is like already out of there. He's already like he snatches the torch off Digby and is just like heading straight out of the of that room. He has no intention of sticking around.
Look at the little guy run.
I'm going to use the ability Treasure Hunter. At a crossroads of some kind, you can activate this ability to learn the direction of the greatest treasures.
Okay.
It's us, isn't it? Your friends. We're the greatest treasures.
So,
Our friendship.
Yay!
What I would say, just I don't know if it's proximity based or what. So I don't know what specifically what
by which
information.
direction? Like I'm at a crossroads, I either go the way they're going or the way, the sarcophagus. I'm at this crossroad here. Is it up or left?
I'd say the greatest treasure that's closest to you would absolutely be up. You'd have this feeling of, you know what? Actually, I'll give you. I think I've got a better idea.
Okay,
You stop for a moment to think about like the treasure that you've seen in the different areas. There was some gold that you found in the sarcophagus. There was the warhammer. There was the gilded kind of chainmail, and then you're just like, the gilded chainmail.
Gilded chainmail. Where was that?
That was what the mummified lady at the table was wearing.
Oh,
Do
But she's
we want to
dead.
mess
Is she-
with a mummified lady?
yeah.
We left on such good terms.
Yeah. And she's still like animated, isn't she?
She disappeared. Like the last thing that happened
ghosted.
was she just kind of like ghosted out and left everything else.
She left her hammer there and everything, didn't she?
Yeah.
It's up for grabs. I'm just going to yell out, I'm just going to go get that gilded chainmail off the lovely lady who said that we could take everything.
Everyone ready at the rope for when he sets off the the trip.
Hey. Well,
Don't
we
forget about the
definitely
spike
got.
pit.
Yes, yeah, I tread around the spike pit. Thank you. Yes, here we are. It looks like her spirit's completely left. I'm going
Correct.
to talk to her. So, well, it looks like you've gone and you've said that we could take everything. Wonderful of you. And we've sorted out your husband who had anger issues. We tried to mention you, Whitey, but he just made him angrier. His flames in his eyes. I'm saying this as I'm taking off her chainmail.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You're doing it nice and slowly, nicely, and with care, I assume. Or are you just kind of just
respect.
like shaking this mummified corpse out of it?
No. I mean, I'm sure it's got clasps on it and things like that.
Yeah,
Just, I'm moving around like a,
Like a 5-year-old emptying their school bag.
Yeah.
No, like, like I've dressed mannequins in my shop and now I'm undressing one.
You're looking at it and it's it's amazing. It's completely like golden in color. It's completely gilded. It's light. It's flexible, and it looks like it could take a decent withstand some decent damage. If you were to utilize this, you would get a bane to sneaking rolls. It's got a bit of a noise to it. But the armor rating of this thing, you're eyeing it up. The armor rating of this thing, easily like a 4.
Whoa.
Oh, okay, that's good because currently I've got studded leather, which is a 2.
I think everyone's either got like 1 or 2 at the moment. So
Yeah.
this is
Can I put it on? Would it fit?
You could, yeah. I mean, you could take some time to chuck it on if you wanted. I'm not going to gatekeep this piece of armor from you.
Okay. Yes, so just
Noise gate.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well I'll put it on as it won't take a couple of minutes, I suppose.
It'll take
I'll
a
just
couple of minutes. Yeah.
Yell through that door. I'm just getting changed. I'll see you in the other with the bats. Shall we get all those bats? They're 2 silver each.
Okay.
Cool. I'll just get a I'll get a D6 from lantern and torch holders as well, just from the amount of time that has passed.
D6.
And
It's 5.
Christoph is fine. Yeah. You need to roll a 6 for it to go out,
Okay.
so you're all good. Same for the lantern. Same for everything. You're all good. Okay, great. As however much time you need, Digby, you get changed. You chuck it on, you move around in it. Yeah, it's a little noisy, but it's light. You can completely move totally fine in this thing.
Wonderful.
It fits. It fits pretty well.
Oh,
Clearly, it was made for a slim female build, but like it's all right. You've got you. It's working for you.
okay. It's a little bit tight around the tummy.
Yeah.
Those are my little.
And it might attract attention, considering how absolutely stunning it is.
Well, I got a shirt over top. Can I put a shirt over the top of this?
Sure, you can put a shirt over the top.
Just a little bit of the glittering is showing on my chest as I walk through the door. Hello!
Oh, Digby.
Notice anything different?
Did you have a shower?
Yes. No, my armor. I got it from that lovely whitey.
I
Very
feel
nice.
like Christoph would be upset with you for taking it. I think that would be because he was very unsure about even taking that warhammer.
He got over it. I think at first he was like, "Oh, should we?" But
I can hear Adam making a comment about leaving the mummified woman without her thing, but he would get over it. He would absolutely get over it. So you're now back into that big sort of room where the bats were decapitated. So you've got their heads. You've got the bat heads. The rope is still there. Grub hasn't pulled the rope out like Christoph feared.
Yeah.
The rope is still there.
Wilgus would like to disembowel one of the bats with his dagger and then stretch out its intestine and then use that intestine to rope all of the heads together.
Okay.
So he's got a rope full of bat heads.
All right. There's like a fewer less bodies than you remember, but you find one that's still there and you cut it open. You make a disgusting necklace.
Lucas, dear, are you okay? I'm a little worried about you.
I did skip the part on enlightenment detail, but I know it had blood in it, so I figured this would be a good start. I
Maybe
could drag it
we'll
behind
get
us
out of
like
the
I've
cave.
just been married, but not.
You mean like a trail?
Yeah, like you with the
Of
little
just
tin
like-
cans behind a wedding car.
Disgusting.
Like that.
Yeah.
It is disgusting.
Yeah.
Aren't you worried that it's going to damage the heads though? Because they have to be recognizable as bat heads for you to collect the bounty.
I figured I could just poke the intestine through one eye and out the other. They don't need their eyes anymore. They're decapitated. And then the skull will be intact and you can still see their little biters.
While you guys are talking, Christoph is like making his way up the rope. I'm not going to make. This is where I went wrong last time. Well, maybe it was. It was fun, but there was no way around that specific maneuver. A fail here, unless you're specifically detailing climbing it by wrapping the rope around your neck in a noose-like fashion. It's just going to basically detail how hard it's going to be for you to get up there. So Christoph is making his way up. He's pretty disheartened from this, despite having this warhammer, despite getting the statuette piece. It was that encounter with that white missing again and again. He's still a little disheartened. He slowly makes his way up. You're all sitting there watching. Sweaty, he's losing his
Is
grip.
he making grunting noises?
Yeah, he slides down like a meter every 3 meters he gets up, and yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Use your little arms.
And if anyone else wants to follow, it's just a matter of rolling and
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
and acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Where's my acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Woohoo!
Cool, Mallory. You make it look as easy as you made it look going down. You're up there, so you almost catch up to Christoph and climb up over his shoulders and get past him
Help him
as
up.
he's still like
Come on, you
sweating and
guys.
grunting.
Up you get.
Just sit on his backpack as he climbs.
And both Digby and Wilgus, you're a little slow at getting up, but definitely I think just as Christoph gets up, Digby, you sort of get there around the same time,
My paws.
and you're not too far behind Wilgus. And what you see when you get to the top is Grub is still there. He's still there, but he is fast asleep. And you can see there's some of the bat bodies just around them, and they've clearly been eaten. Like there's just some bones and intestines and stuff so any stuff that he couldn't be bothered eating. He'd normally just devour the bones and all, but he's left some and fallen fast asleep.
That's good.
Oh, little guys, all tuck it out.
Yeah.
Good point. Should we push him down the hole?
No. He hasn't done us any harm. He didn't cut the rope or anything. That would be rude. Hey, Gubbo, wake up, Gub.
Grub. He's like, as he sort of gets himself awake.
Are you getting yourself awake there?
He sort of stretches his arms. You made it.
Okay, little loud there for someone who's just woken up. Okay. Yes, we made it, and thank you for staying here. Has anything happened up here since we were gone? I see you were keeping your eye out.
Yes, nothing. No, nothing happened. Did you get what you were looking for?
Yes, we did. The power of teamwork
And friendship.
Friendship.
and friendship and money.
Mallory starts packing up the rope and also looking for the donkey.
Oh yeah, the donkey's fine. The donkey's sort of tied up.
It's not just bones,
Yeah, chewed on.
just hooves left.
He's like,
Thank you for the food.
and he's kicks the bat carcasses sort of off the mound a little bit.
Grub, are you finished with the skulls?
You've already taken all the heads, didn't you? Didn't you
okay.
routinely cut them all off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
He's like,
Small question. Did you find a little statuette piece down there?
No, how boring.
Why do you ask?
That was why we were sent. Our chieftain was looking for the statuette pieces, and one was meant to be here.
Well, they must have hidden it very well.
Grub, could you do us a favor? When you next see your chieftain, can you take your little knife and stick it in him?
I don't think she'd like that.
If you're
I
quick,
think you could be the
she'll
chieftain.
just die. Chief
is
Grub. Huh?
Yeah.
Ah.
No. I don't need that kind of stress.
Have you got a big brother? Maybe you could open a vacant spot in the chieftain land for him.
I don't think she would like any of what we're discussing. And I can take you to her if you'd like to meet her. She may. Oh, you helped Grub today. Maybe you helped all of us find these pieces.
Why?
She would love that.
Why does your chieftain want these pieces?
She hasn't really told us why, just that they're very important.
Mallory, I feel like this conversation is above my pay grade now. What do adventurers normally do?
What do adventurers normally do? Well, to tell you the truth, the adventurers I've heard stories from in the inns and the pubs
Yes?
generally don't leave any goblins alive. So I think that we are currently breaking new ground.
Yes, break new ground.
He's like he's putting his hands up and like taking a few steps back. He says,
I looked after you after you looked after me. We can just call it evens.
Even Stevens, that would be great. But just checking, did anyone want to go visit the Goblin Chieftain?
Maybe we could get her address, and then after lunch, we've had a chat without you here, Grub. No offense. We could decide, and then maybe meet you there later.
he's like running up to Mallory to try and look through her bags for like your map. Every adventurer has a map. He's just
She slaps his little hands away. It's like, you do not paw at a lady's bag. How dare you?
he's like clicking his fingers.
Where's your map? Your map. Where's your map?
Just checking my sheet. Yes, Mallory is still angry. Mallory's face has no expression. One eyebrow starts twitching. And she looks at the goblin and says, "Move back."
I was going to show you where we're holed up.
Yes, we'll bring out the map. Clicking and pouring. Who brought you up? Goblins, I assume.
Yeah, probably goblins. Let's bring up the Misty Veil here. He's like looking over, he's like turning it over, and he's not sure which way up it all is. And he starts pointing down to the sort of the southwest of this area. You know, it's where am I?
Here. This is where Maladuk and all of us stay. I guess stay. It's a nice place.
Brilliant, Grub. Thank you very much. Maybe we'll come pay you a visit.
Yes. If you do, just ask for Grub. Otherwise, everyone will try and kill you. And I can come and take you. I can take you to the chieftain myself.
Did you say that Maladuk was her name of the...
And he's just like nodding. Yeah.
Maladuke.
How long do you think she has left to live?
That is a weird question. Very pointed question. Hopefully a long time.
Okay.
And he's like he spots. I think I put the wrong audio here. Come on, what is going on? He notices like a little glint from Digby just under the shirt, and he's just instantly interested.
Whoa, it's really loud.
That is
waterfall music.
That is
Whoa. Oh, it's rain.
That is very loud. I'm just turning that right down. Sorry. Yeah, he sees the little shine under the collar of Digby, and he's like, "Oh!" And he just comes running up to you, Digby. He's like, sort of like getting a bit handsy around your shirt to take a look. He's like,
Hey.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes, thank you. You like?
Mm.
Don't touch what you can't afford, unless you can afford it.
You guys are must be very strong.
Well, I've been working out. I just climbed a rope.
There's like just a buzzing sound that you can hear just off in the distance, and
Bees?
Grub just like instantly like just stops and cocks his head to like listen out, and you can see that there's just like a moment of panic on his face before he just like darts to one of the standing stones that are sort of dotted around the top of this mound, and that buzzing sound is getting louder and louder. And pardon?
I'll do the same.
Oh, okay,
Dart
yeah,
away.
yeah, cool. And he's chucking his like cowering under his arms and like shaking and quivering. And you can see off in the darkness because it is night. You can see like a darker cloud on the horizon, almost darker than night itself. That's just growing in size, and as it grows in size, the buzzing sound just gets louder and louder and louder. And it's just this slow push forward as one or two locusts just zip past, like land on you and zip past. Mallory, you get like one on your sort of face before it takes off, and then two more sort of bump into you before flying off. And the same with you, Wilgus, before this enormous cloud of locusts just moves through, over and through the area. And Grub is just cowering behind one of these stones, as is Digby. Is Wilgus and Mallory following suit at all?
Yeah, Mallory's gonna crouch down behind a rock and like basically pull her cloak over.
Yeah.
So makes herself as small as possible, but covered up in her cloak.
Cool. What about Wilgus?
Wilgus is going to stand defiant. Come at me, tiny goblins! And fling his knife around, trying to cut them in half.
I think you managed to like cut a few, not because you were aiming, but just because of the sheer. It's almost like a wall of them hits you at once as you like lean into it, swiping with your knife, and you're just being battered by all of these locusts. And it's literally like 40 to 50 seconds of these constant barrage of locusts pushing through you. Before it starts dissipating and you're getting hit by the sort of the few of the stragglers that are on the other side of this cloud. And Grub sort of like peers out now that the buzzing sound of all those locust wings is sort of dissipating, heading off into the distance. And they're sort of tracking sort of northeast. That's where they're heading, northeast. And Grub is like shaking as he takes his like head out of his hands.
Wilgus will pick up a scrap of locust that he's cut, and he'll flick it over to Grub. Take that back to your chieftain, Grub. Ha!
Are there any leftover little straggler locusts? They're a good source of protein. We should probably collect a handful or so.
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be some that like got slashed by the knife from Wilgus. There would have been some that the backs of like the stones to the on the south side are just like covered by splattered locusts as well. Some of the southern sides of basically all of these standing stones. And
is that a common occurrence around here, Gob?
I love all the names you give.
As his power is growing, yes. Unfortunately, yes. This is what Maladuk is trying to stop.
Whose power?
The Sethmog.
Oh, Sethmog. You say Maladuk is trying to stop Sethmog. Soft mod?
Well, everyone is trying to stop.
Well, I know that some people are on the side of Softmog. Isn't that true?
He's very limited in his knowledge outside of his kind of goblin world.
Well, what would Maladuk do to stop Softmog? Safe mode?
I can take you to her. You can ask her. It's a need to know basis. I don't need to know.
Do you think she'd tell us?
sure she could be persuaded if you found any of those things I was talking about. Bring them to her, and she could trust you.
You could take some of these cleft in twain locust bodies. That will impress her. It's
How many goblins are there in your hometown?
There's orcs and goblins. I don't know. I can't count. I literally can't count. So I'm.
Oh. But like, a big family.
Yes.
Well, it sounds dangerous, to be honest. If you said that if we go there and we didn't mention your gobbo name,
Yes, you'll be safe. Safe with
we didn't
Grub.
say Barry Gibbs sent us, then we'll be murdered. So what if they turned on us?
No. Grub. Mention Grub. Show this. If you can find one of those pieces, show that. Mention Grub. Make Grub big hero, and then Grub take you to Meladuke.
Okay, we don't have a piece though, so it doesn't help.
And he kind of just looks back down.
Okay. I guess we'll have to send more down.
Yes, I think so. And if
Boys,
we find some,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was going to say, let's Grub, you stay there. Guys, let's have a little group huddle.
Mm-hmm.
Mallory, I was so impressed with the locust swarm. Like, I knew that venture tourism would be good, but I didn't think it would have this much budget.
They're quite good. Crunchy on the outside, squishy on the inside. But what do we do about this? What do you reckon? Do we want to go to a goblin town?
The first encounter with goblins we had, they did try to kill us. I nearly died.
They did try to kill us. And they did try to kill that guy who had the first piece of the statue.
Yes.
But
and what would we get out of? They don't have a piece, do they? Wait, goblin man, do you have a piece? Does your Marmaduke have a piece of the statue that she's after?
I'm sure we'll have one soon.
That's a no then. So, yes?
Yeah, it's a no. It's a no. Yeah. It's a no.
Okay.
We've been trying to get. We think there's one here, and we've sent a few people down. Sent fewer people home.
Well, good luck with your quest. I think we should go.
yes.
And he runs back to like Mallory with the map, and he's like putting his finger, pointing it down into that bottom corner of the map, and he says,
If you find one, I'm sure you don't need it. If you find one, come find Grub. We'll show you our lovely home, and you can meet our chieftain, and everyone's happy.
Mallory, that would be amazing. Oh, Christoph can rule that little village we found. You could rule this one. And then it's just a Gbina that we have to find a kingdom for.
I was more hoping for a kingdom by the lake, but I'm sure these goblins are very nice. Maybe they can relocate.
Just before you go, Grub, and Wilgus is just going to size up his head. Just one last time. Okay, thank you.
he goes,
Grog?
Yes.
Just one question before you go. Are there any other clues where there might be one of these not chess pieces, statue pieces, apart from this place, which doesn't seem to have one? Is there any other rumors?
This one, I think there was one that we were going to go to next, which is pretty close to where we all live. So we're trying to people.
And he walks up to Digby.
I don't know if you know this, but people don't like us very much. So we try not to. We try not to get too close.
It's a vicious circle, isn't it? You're not building your social skills that way.
Yeah.
They don't call them soft skills, they call them power skills now.
Yeah, use your power skills. And, so it's close to your village. Whereabouts? To the north, to the south?
Yeah, just a little north.
Ah, why didn't you go to that one first? Just branching out.
He's like,
Some have gone to that one. Some have gone to this one. We're trying to cover both.
Well, what do you... let's have a little huddle, guys. Sorry, Gob. So it sounds like there's another piece to the north of there. Little village.
Digby, you're so good at this. I love this plan.
We could go there and see if we can find one.
seeing what I can... Seeing if there's
While
any
we're
other
here-
information he might know.
Otherwise, we have to walk all the way back anyway.
Yeah.
Also, we have to be able to pay the rental on our donkey when we return.
Yes, but I'm sure it's flexible and it's rented home, I think.
Yes, installments, right?
Yeah, yes. DTR, I think, was a business.
Donkey to ride.
Yes, donkey to ride.
We could spend a bit more time looking for even more heads at the next location. And then when we get back, we can sell them all up and buy that donkey.
Cash in our heads. Yes. Well, the donkey can carry these heads, I suppose.
Yes. I think you should
And
put
with
the
that,
heads in.
Rogus will attach the head rope to the donkey.
Surely it has saddlebags.
It's a skull bag, yeah.
You have to drag it behind. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Just murdered. Okay. I don't... it might attract predators, like wolves.
Which have heads, Digby. I love your plan.
Okay, so what do you say? Should we go with Gob?
How about we
We're not
just
gonna get
go
another
to where the
chance.
next piece is?
But
And
that
then
isn't it?
it's north of his village. If we go there to start, look
Yes,
around
yeah,
for
yeah.
his other goblo friends, hopefully kill them, take the extra piece, then we'll have 3
Yes.
pieces.
Yes. What? No. Yes. Yeah. Keep that quiet. But yeah, I don't think we should go into the village. It sounds dangerous. But if we go to the north of the village,
Okay.
What do you think, Mallory? I'm not. This is my first.
I was
adventure.
thinking if little Grub is well connected in his community, we could also get supplies and a safe place to stay
yes, and some help.
and some help.
Yeah, I would
Get
say
some-
without very specific directions, it's a needle in a haystack for you guys.
Get a little
How
goblin
big is the
guide.
haystack.
It's kilometers and kilometers wide.
Okay. Well, it sounds like that may be our only clue. If we have to search around without getting this information from Marmaduke, we'd be out of luck.
One moment, Grub. Would you lead us to this second location just north of your village? I will give something to you in recompense. I can
Enlighten
help you. We're great at it. Did you see that whole locust swarm I killed?
He thinks back to you measuring his head. He's like,
Is it a hat?
Well, look at this fine headpiece. I don't offer that to just anyone.
things aren't adding up to Grub. Like he's not completely. Goblins aren't just completely stupid. And he's like,
Why? Wait a minute. Why would you even want to go there? You said you've got no interest in these statue pieces.
We've invented this thing called adventure tourism.
Yes.
So we go adventuring and we go touring.
Oh no. giant, deadly. When I say giant, I mean giant. And when I say deadly, I mean very deadly spider. And
Well, you didn't mention that, Gob.
well, these things aren't just lying around. If they were easy to get, we'd have them already.
Okay. But the statue piece sounds expensive. I mean, it's got to be worth a lot of money.
Oh, it's not the. We just need to make sure that Azrael doesn't get them. That's it.
And that's worth money. You know,
Not to.
supply and demand.
We're not looking to sell.
Yes, but if we got it, we could sell it. You know what I mean?
Have you got lots of gold, Grub, in your
Yeah.
family? Like, if we found this extra piece, could we sell it to you?
You know what? Never mind.
And he just starts doing that kind of like he's gonna as if he's gonna.
I don't think this is.
Oh, you've piqued our interest now, Gub.
You know what?
Yeah.
I changed my mind. I think it would be fun to go visit the goblin clan.
Yes.
There's something you're not telling, Grub.
What I'm not telling you is that I'm very grouchy, and I'm also slightly ADHD, and I need a change of scenery. Let's go.
We'll take a 5-minute break with that. It's a good time for a 5-minute break. Let's just take that there. Shannon, your mic is still quite quiet. I don't know if it's automatically dropping quieter or what.
Maybe.
It's not terrible or anything. It's just a little quiet.
Grub's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, love him.
Little bastard.
I just swallowed in the weirdest way, and it's like a bubble of water. Like, oh. All right, I'm back.
Water damage.
I took
instead of
water damage.
health.
Yeah. I like Grub. Grub's fun. He's awesome. I had fun putting his little face together.
We'll have fun taking his face apart.
Now, I'm starting to think that maybe it's not Sig that hates goblins. It's Reese that hates goblins.
I'm just trying to play into the violence of.
That's actually fair.
this
That's very
trend.
fair. I forgot that he was very violent. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Grub. Don't know where this is heading, but it's good. It's fun.
Yeah.
I had a look at. I don't know if you guys saw in the Discord today. Someone mentioned. Christian mentioned that there's a whole pack of Free League stuff available for a new virtual tabletop system called Alchemy. Had a look at that today. It looks fancy as. It actually looks legitimately modern, which is something that Roll20 and even Foundry doesn't really seem that modern. But this looks super modern. So I had a quick go, set up. They had a free version of Dragonbane's quick start guide, which was basically just Riddermound. And it looks great. You can have tokens, you can have characters, all the character sheets are in there. It looks really fancy. The one thing that I just couldn't figure out or get working was the initiative. And I think it's just because of the whole card based and with some characters having multiple initiatives and stuff like that. I think it's only in beta at the moment, so the fact that they've got a bunch of support already from a bunch of publishers is awesome. So I'll be keeping my eye on that because it looks really good. The only difference being is that it's subscription based, so it might cost a bit more in the long run, depending on their costs. Because I know Roll20 there has we've got a subscription to Roll20 for one of their specific plans. So it might be similar to that. Hopefully similar costs. Yeah,
That's fun.
yeah.
So the players don't have to pay, each person, do you download the app? It's an app, isn't it?
I think it's also browser based, so you can download an app or just do it fully in the browser.
And so not everyone is paying, is that right? Or like,
I think the free plan means you can have 3 games on the go at once, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really only for GMs that might need to have more than 3.
all right,
Yeah.
interesting.
But I'm gonna definitely keep my eye on it. It looks awesome. It has like animated scenic stuff. So when you're not when you're not too focused on the map side of stuff, you can just like click a button and it moves the map away and brings like Dragonbane themed kind of just movement and graphics and sound and stuff.
Cool.
It had cameras in it.
Yeah,
as
so
well.
it can do
Great shot.
voice and video too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it looks good.
3D?
It looks really cool. No 3D, unfortunately. Like it's still just very much grid-based, using maps that already exist from stuff and just like little 2D tokens.
Remember when we had those animated maps and it made the stream shit itself?
Yeah, I think that was because like Roll20, I was using like an extension with Roll20 to make it work. And then I was using the only way you could make it work properly is by hosting MP4s on like Google Drive or something like that. And so it was doing a weird thing where it was sourcing it and then spitting it out to all the players, and it was just too much for it.
Wouldn't be fast. All right.
And they were massive files as well because I wanted to make sure that they looked good. So they were all
did.
Yeah, they're all like 2K resolution, I think, or something like that. So it was just, it was maybe a little under, but yeah, they looked awesome. But yeah. All right, should we jump back in? I don't know what happened with the sound. I don't know why this sound was so.
My mic was turned down when I looked at it. I was looking at a different mic.
Oh, okay. Right. It sounds good now.
Okay, good.
Okay, so we'll get back on the top of Riddermound. It is still nighttime. I'm trying to remember when you guys last slept. I think you definitely need to sleep again before there's any sort of travel. That's for sure. You've already done 3 shifts of. There was 2 shifts to get here, I think.
We slept meeting the other crew from Cosimond on the way just prior to Riddermound.
Yeah. And then there was 2 shifts to get here, 2 shifts of travel to get from that area to this area that you're at now. And I think because Wilgus had to have a sleep, the others had already been awake for a shift. So yeah, it's basically need to sleep time before any sort of further travel. Unless you're willing to take on exhaustion levels. That's kind of how that
We should have a good sleep. You know, we've earned it. Maybe a double sleep.
Double sleep.
Should we sleep not right here, though?
Oh, I've got a tent.
Should we move the tent just a little piece away from the crypt with the big ghost monster, perhaps?
He can't get out of here. He's trapped. Remember, he couldn't even get into that room. It's got a symbol above the door. Unless he burrows up, I suppose. And we killed him.
That's 2 valid points, Digby. I can't get around them.
He did say he'd be back, but we won't be back. That's what I was thinking.
But there may be more goblins on their way. Might be.
Oh. And they're not as friendly as you, are they, Gob?
We've been told to like take these pieces by force, but we've got something going on that I just feel. Yeah.
You and
I mean,
us?
I can vouch for you, but to the right people, I don't know who's coming. I know that there will be more crew coming to find this thing.
Right. Goblin crew. Okay, so I suppose where's a good place to get out of the way then?
And he just sort of like points kind of northwest.
Northwesterly. Okay.
Yeah. And from where he pointed on the map, like him and his people are to the southwest, so he's kind of just pushing you further away from Riddermount in the opposite direction.
Grub, are you available for hire? I've got some silver coins, and maybe we can hire you as a scout. That means you do stuff for us, and we pay you little gold coin piece thingies. What do you say to that?
Wow, what do you want me to do?
What does a scout normally do? I don't know, Mallory. What do you normally do?
Well, usually if they know the local area, they can warn you off dangerous places and point you towards safer paths.
It's just what Mallory said.
That's good.
And so he's pointing to the northwest with one hand, and he's got one hand out with the other.
Do you have your scout badges for things like this?
We're going to have to see them and then sign the contract, but it's a very easy process. Digby and I can rustle up a contract, no problem.
Yes.
Are you keen? Do you want to join our little adventuring band? Hey?
There'll be a jingle if you join the party.
Yes.
There's something you're not telling. Grub.
Well, you've only known us for a few hours. We can't very well tell you our whole life stories in that time, can we? That would be like language compression. That's not in my skill set. You know about language compression, don't you, Grub?
No.
Is he? Okay.
I think Grub's at a point where he's like, things are a bit weird. Like you've told him you're not interested in the statue. You didn't see any statuette piece, but you've got this massive interest in where he believes his other statue pieces. He's feeling really uneasy about this whole thing, and he says,
Look, I'm just gonna go. If you need Grub's help in the future, you come see me. Bring one of those things you're totally not interested in with you, and Maladuke, I'm sure, would be very happy to speak with you.
Just before you go, Grub, how about I give you this bandage? It has come all the way from southern Misty Vale. You take it back to Maladuke as a token with that cut. Locust, and she'll know what it means. All right?
he's bundling it up.
I don't think she will, but I'll do it.
Thank you, Grub.
Because nothing says friendship like a pussy plaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodbye, Gib.
He's
I
smelling
thought we
it.
had something going on.
He's holding it up to his mouth, giving it a good sniff as he goes, okay.
Okay.
Ugh.
Bye.
Okay.
Safe travels, little girl. Thanks
Yeah,
for your
yeah.
help.
And he just sort of disappears off into the darkness to the sort of the southwest.
Well, that was awkward.
We've been dumped.
Are we too weird, Mallory? Is that what's happening?
It's just hard to know who to trust out here, I think. So better safe than sorry. However, I am very curious now about that goblin
I
village.
do think he's going to
So-
get his mate and come back and kill us.
Well, we will call him out. We know him now. You just make eye contact and you say, "Oi, that's not
Cool.
cool."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, camp time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's up for some tea?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes, please. Can I have those little things that go in the tea that make it taste better?
Tea bags.
Yes.
Excellent.
So, should we head off to the northwest? Is that?
Northeast.
Yeah.
The northeast, I think it was. Sorry.
Also,
Southeast.
when Mallory is sure that there's no one outside the group looking, she's going to see if putting the two pieces together does anything.
I'm just trying to remember exactly which two.
Mallory
pieces.
dice.
Let's have it. I'm just going to have a quick look at the two pieces that you've got. So I believe I said it was the equivalent to the one at the top left of the map, and then one at the very bottom of the map.
I think it's like feet and legs, right?
It's the top. Yeah. So it's the top half. It's like torso and feet is what you've got. So there's a chunk missing between the two, and then a
okay.
piece on the top that's missing as well.
Well, that's not bad. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
We've just got a helmet and crotch to go. It'll be easy.
Isn't that always the way?
And a giant spider?
Giant spider, yes. Is there going... Wait, are we headed to the giant spider right now?
You don't know where that is. You definitely.
I did see on the map there was a giant spider.
What? Where? Look at the map.
Yeah, let's bring the map up.
Because I remember seeing it and said, I'm not going there.
Uh-oh.
Just to
Oh,
the
yes,
north.
there it is. To the
Yeah.
west.
So the
North
thing
of
with
that
this map
goblin.
is it isn't hugely accurate. Like, you know that it's north, but it is just a sketch. It's not like a perfect cartographer's map.
Spiders can move.
That as well.
But it is a big spider, isn't it? It looks about as big as a lake.
That's probably a puddle of urine left by the last guy that saw that giant spider.
I think that means we've got locations to all four pieces then, isn't it?
I think
Just
so.
north of the goblin village. And then when we were back in Outskirt, they did mention another place that we could go try.
Yes.
Was
Over
it the place by a
River.
lake?
Do you guys remember what that one? There was, I think it was. Leonara mentioned there was some rumors about the Tower of Size, and that she would try to have some more information by the next time you came in.
Should
Is
be
that in
very
the Haunted
impressive.
Marshes?
What was that, Digby?
There's a tower in the Haunted Marshes there. Maybe that's it. Over to the east.
She did mention the east.
I don't want to go to the Haunted Marshes.
There is that one in the Magna Wood that's quite towery.
Yes. It's almost like a cathedral, though, isn't it? It's got flying buttresses. And there's some sort of henge to the northeast of that.
We're
Should we
getting
do
into
the whole
tourist
Misty Vale by like process of elimination?
Mirror Lake
Still-
sounds nice. Why don't we go there? Why can't there be a piece at Mirror Lake?
We could bring our two pieces and then technically
Well,
Yes, you're right about that.
You have heard about Mirror Lake. You have heard, I think it was Mirror Lake, that Jornath was telling you of basically the Sathmog living, buried, was it Sathmog or the Azrael Koth? One of the two was buried beneath the island on Mirror Lake.
Oh, that's right. Israel. Well, okay. Well, have we reached the place where we're going to set up camp for a sleep?
Yeah, what I will say is like the walking out towards that area, you've kind of followed the same sort of direction that those locusts went in, and all of the grass and any sort of plant life has just been completely decimated by the locusts. It's like a path of destruction.
Oh.
But yes, I think if you give me is it a bushcraft roll, then that gives us a chance to figure out where the tent is going to be set up.
Will somebody assist?
I'll help you with the.
Oops.
Well, I think you get a boon thanks to the having a tent. So
Uh-oh.
So
I
got
made
an 8.
mistakes because I'm angry.
I got a 2 and a 1.
oh yeah, you easily managed to make camp. That without any sort of problem. Again,
Put up like an umbrella.
yeah.
Hop in.
Everything is
Where's
available.
everybody?
Cool.
Recharge.
Food, I think, is the next thing that you guys would need to worry about, and whether or not someone's going to keep watch while sleep is happening.
I think we should, because it's quite dangerous around here.
Yes. Definitely.
I'll sleep twice.
I'll take the watch. I'm pretty sure there'll be some more enlightenment tonight. If you know what I mean. So you guys sleep
I
soundly.
don't.
Don't worry about me and my knife at all.
Okay. I'll take second watch then.
Despite being disconcerted, I will fall asleep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. The for that first watch, the three of you go fall asleep. So Christoph, Digby, Mallory, all fall asleep within Digby's tent, nice and chill. Wilgus, it's a pretty uneventful night. It's a few hours into the watch, and you've kind of. Is there anything that you're looking out or looking to do during that 6-hour period?
Wilgus will just sort of play with his knife and try and do like one of those little pen tricks with it.
Yeah.
Chops his finger off.
Yeah. And imagine, there's armies of goblins attacking him. Maybe he'll react the locust defeat, and just have a great time.
Cool. I think at some point you notice over towards Riddermound, you hear some voices off in the distance. It's quite. It's however far away you are from Riddermound. That's where these voices are. Very goblin-esque voices, and you can see they're sort of carrying torches and stuff. It's just little glimmers of light over in the distance, and they're sort of looking down, and you're hearing them sort of laughing and having fun. And one of them pushes one of the others into the hole, and they're sort of securing ropes and making their way down. So I don't know if there was any sort. If you wanted to just watch that whole thing, or if you wanted to interrupt them or any means like that, or if you're just going to sit back and watch. It's probably a group of maybe 4 or 5 goblins.
Okay. The immediate reaction for Wilgus is to start running, but he'll stop himself and then realize his mates are sleeping behind him. They'll go, "Oh, you guys will keep." And he'll very restrainingly wait there for the allotted time period for his mates to wake up.
It is not long after they've dropped down into there that you just hear screams that are coming up out of the mound, and only another maybe 5 minutes after that, only 2 goblins sort of appear at the top, pulling the rope up and unsecuring it, holding their sides, and sort of this way, no laughter, no enjoyment from them at the moment as they head back away from you off to the south. And then I'd say by another hour after that, the shift is done. So Christoph, Mallory, and Digby, you guys have all had a shift rest. So you can click the shift rest. I don't think anyone is being cared for. You just click. I just click shift. Okay, cool.
Yep.
You get all your willpower points back. You get all your hit points back, and any conditions you had should be gone as well.
Wilgus will relay the events of the night to his companions. I didn't do it. I didn't go and kill them all, but some of them died anyway. So I figured that was a win for everybody.
I feel almost like we maybe should have left a sign there that said "Statue not here." But oh well. Can goblins read? Maybe it wouldn't have helped.
Yes, and they're not very nice goblins, really, to be honest.
More of them down the hole, the better. Free statues down here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the thing that you might be sort of on the back of your mind, Wilgus, is like, what was making them scream? Like, what hurt them? Is it when the white said he'd be back? Is he already back? Like, like what's going on in that mound? There's
The
just
horror of all the
uncertainties.
headless bats.
Yeah.
It's driven them mad. They
I'm
started
not
eating
going
each
back
other.
down.
I'm pretty glad we don't have to go back down there, everyone.
Yes.
Seems not good. Anywho,
I might have
I'm
another
still
sleep.
conscious. Digby, can I snuggle up next to you, perhaps, and we can...
Yeah,
I
snuggle on up.
said that out loud. That's okay.
Aw.
All right.
Keep me
Are you
warm. I'm
right,
going to go
Mallory,
for
with the
another
shift?
sleep.
Yep, I'm alright with the shift. You go in there, keep warm. Big adventurous spoon, little adventurous spoon.
Thank you.
What we might do is expedite some of this stuff. So we'll say that the next 6 hours passes. It's about midday when Digby and Wilgus awake. What is the idea from here? Where are you guys heading from here?
Did any more goblins die down the hole while we were sleeping?
Mallory and Christoph did not see any further groups of goblins.
Well, I think my what I want to do is go and sort of scope out the goblin village, spy on them from a hill or something before we approach it. If everyone wants to go to the goblin village, or does everyone want to go back to where we came from?
The more she sat there thinking about the goblins, the more she was like, I came out here to see things. I want to see a goblin village.
Okay. And Wilgus, you came out here to murder things. You probably want to murder a goblin village. Is that right?
Enlighten a goblin village.
Sorry,
Whole village full of heads.
Well,
Just
then.
walking around, ready for harvesting.
Yeah, they're worth a lot of money. That's a good point.
We could buy steel donkeys to travel us around the place with that many heads, I'm sure.
Yes, come
I'm just
on.
making stuff up.
What's the donkey's name?
Meladuke might know a bit more information around where this northern place is where the piece is.
Yeah.
Because you have to know to tell the people to send them there, right? We can stab lots of holes in it, and then she'll tell us.
Well, I would hope that we could just talk to her and not give her the statue. We just run away if we get the statue. How about that?
It's pretty good.
Okay, come on, donkey, donk. Badonkadonk.
Badonkadonk.
Okay, come on, badonkadonk. Let's get our move on.
So we will need to get a pathfinding roll because obviously all you know is it's southwest. The map isn't exactly perfect. There's no roads to follow. So we're going to need to make sure that there is an actual idea of...
Well, can I use my hunting instincts to follow the scent of gob?
Great idea.
I'd say the scent of goblins.
No, of gob in particular, even.
Grub.
I would designate
Very
a
good.
creature inside or a creature you can catch the scent of. So he's not inside.
I've
So you'd
caught
have-
a scent though. I mean, I know him.
he smells like piss and goblin. Just
He's
like
a particularly stinky guy.
Yes, it says you can follow the scent of your prey for a full day. How much is that? Like a amount of? Is that like a willpower thing to do? Is it?
Yes, it's just used 3 willpower points.
I'm sure. Yep, let's do that. I will allow that. So that'll mean no pathfinding roll. You can definitely follow. I think realistically, it's going to be an unknown amount of journeying. You look at the map and the distance from Outskirt to where you are at Riddermount, and that was a 2 days worth of journeying. It could easily be 2 to 3 days, depending on how to scale this map was. So depending, how's your food rations? Because you're going to have to start the day by utilizing 4 parts of your food.
Can Mallory go out and do a bit of hunting, maybe? Get some extra stuff?
Yeah,
extra
for sure.
protein.
Let's bring up the hunting.
I'm assuming she knows how to like forage for stuff as well.
I think there's
Just so they don't get scurvy.
and foraging rules. Let's have a quick look. Foraging 103. Food in the wilderness. So if you want to forage, you can make a bushcraft roll. On a success, you find D3 food rations worth of edible mushrooms, roots, and other plants. So you can just give us a bushcraft roll, or you can do hunting, which involves tracking down an animal and preparing it and stuff like that.
Let's do hunting. Oh my gosh! Just quickly. Can we see the puppy wearing your hat? Can we have the hat on the dog?
Her head's too tiny.
That's almost better, to be honest. That's very cute.
Okay. Oh, success! Hunting and fishing.
All right, so it won't be fishing. There's no sort of water around, so it'll definitely be hunting. Give me a D6, please.
D6.
Okay, what have you rolled there? 3. If it succeeds, roll into blah blah blah. Killing it requires a second. So you've found a rabbit. So you've gone out looking for something, and you've been stalking the sort of surrounding areas of Riddermount, and you see just through some of the mist that's in these little valleys, just part for a minute as this rabbit sort of jumps into view and starts chewing on the grass. You now need to
Rabbit season.
You got to give me killing it requires a second roll, this time for the hunter's weapon. Or if you've got a trap, you can use hunting and fishing. So you got to use your weapon. I don't think you've got any. Do you have any hunting traps?
I don't have any traps.
All right, yeah. Give us a weapon.
Shoot it. Shoot the rabbit.
Shoot the rabbit.
Oh, mates.
That's fantastic. That is a success.
Kill the rabbit.
That gives you give us a D3, please. And this is how many rations a singular rabbit.
D3 halved D6.
Yeah, D6 half.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a 3. Oh no, a D. Yep.
That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
3. Yeah, that's a 3. So it gives you three rations. This is a decent sized rabbit that you managed to take out with your bow perfectly. Shoot straight into it. You go and collect it, and you're sizing it up, and you reckon you'll be able to get 3 rations out of this.
If I can. So I'm gonna eat one of my existing rations, and then I'm gonna pop this rabbit into my bag.
Cool.
In a nice little leafy bundle, as is my way.
So if there's a point where you've got time to burn, you can absolutely prepare and cook up this food. Okay.
Great job, Mallory. You killed it, and we can eat it.
Mm-mm. Thank you, little rabbit, for your tasty sacrifice.
Cool, Digby. You've managed to pick up on the scent of there's a bunch of goblin scents, but there's the thing that I think helps helps you pick out Grub's smell is the smell of Wilgis's bandage as well. So it's kind of a little bit of Wilgis that you're picking up on, and so you all head off. There is. I guess the only thing you need to be aware of is that you're heading down the same path that groups of goblins are going to be heading back through. Since you seem to be aware that they are trying to figure out this system with the statuette at Riddermount. Is there any kind of adjustment to your plan knowing that?
No, I suppose that if we do come across any, we can say that Grub sent us and that we are going to see Mallory. Well, no.
Duke.
Yes. We're on the way to see their chieftain.
Okay.
Do we pass by the Riddermound thing?
Yeah.
Because there was a couple of dead goblins there. Are they there? We can chop their heads off?
There was, yeah. Wilgus will be able to sort of explain what he saw.
They'll be in the hole.
Oh well.
Maybe Digby, we circle back through Riddermound and get the goblin heads before we try and talk to the goblin family towing goblin heads.
Yeah, we'll get them later. Is that right?
It's money in the bank, and it's a very safe bank.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Wilgus will walk with his knife out, although you don't typically do that, I think, in Dragonbane traveling. But he's just aware with that path of the Goblin Highway. He just wants to be extra prepared.
Yeah, I'll allow like a dagger, like a knife or a dagger, but definitely not like a weapon of any sorts. That's
No ballista.
Yeah.
That reminds me, what kind of armor? If I'm adding the armor, what is it called?
It should just be chainmail.
It's just chainmail, right? It's not like special.
It's just chainmail, and you can then adjust the armor rating when you after you add it. I think chainmail by its... Oh no, chainmail has 4, so you're good.
Yeah.
You should just be able to drag it and become chainmail.
It's bad for sneaking and evading. Is that right?
Just sneaking.
Because this one says Bane's on sneaking and evading.
You should untick evading. So drag it in and then untick evading. This one is special that it's only for sneaking. A Bane on sneaking.
Nice.
If Digby wears both, his armor rating 6.
Yes.
They can't fit, unfortunately. It's just cannot get them on top. Become over encumbered and fall.
Worth it.
I'll put my old assless chaps onto Badonkadonk. She can carry them.
Right.
And now it becomes an ass-full chap.
An ass with an ass. Yes, you're right. Okay.
Great. Great. So you guys have had your 2 shifts of sleep. It's midday. You're just sort of away from Riddermound when everyone... Mallory's done her... I'll say the hunting took place while Digby and Wilgus were asleep. For some reason, I always forget Wilgus's name. It's the one name that just does not stick. It's so strange that I cannot remember it. So leaving Christoph on watch during that time. You managed to get the rabbits, everything's sorted, everything's packed up, the tent's packed up. You've made this thought to head in that direction of follow Digby's nose. So Digby is out front of the group now. Wilgus following behind with his dagger out. Just in case there's any sort of goblins, I guess, that are popping their head out. Mallory, Christoph, and Badonkadonk at the rear. And are you? I guess the question is: are you sticking exactly to the trail? Are you off the trail a little bit, or are you just sticking to that?
Oh yeah.
So
Let's be off the trail a bit.
Yeah, it's actually kind of hard. There's no roads, right? You can see. I think if someone or all of you give me like a spot hidden, might be or an awareness. You guys can pick whatever you're better at. Give me a roll of either awareness or spot hidden.
Oh, I passed awareness. Just.
Great, yeah. I think it's clear enough that there's been enough goblins that have traipsed up here that now that you're looking for it, now that you've got the smell of where Grub ventured, you're seeing a lot of vegetation that's been stomped down, and you're passing of areas that have obviously been specifically used to excuse themselves as well as you make your way through. It's maybe a good 6 hours. It's a shift. It's a shift. It's in the middle of the day, so it's all clear as far as sunlight is concerned. Although the Misty Veil, as its name states, it is incredibly misty, so it's always in this overcast kind of feeling. And it's about a shift in where you hear goblin voices somewhere in front of you. Where you're walking, there's a lot of valleys and hills, and just ahead of you is a hill. And you can hear voices, goblin voices, quite a few of them laughing and joking. Maybe like 200 meters off in the distance, but over the crest of the hill in front of you.
Mallory, I was just wondering, we could hide in the bushes, and then when they come past, we could kill them all. And then when we get to the goblin village, there's less goblins there.
But
How does
we
that
will
work?
be covered in goblin blood, which might make them a little wary of us. Just weighing up the pros and the cons. Maybe we could just sneak up and eavesdrop on them. They may have information, or we can get like a bearing on how hostile the rest of the village is.
Sounds adventure tourism to me.
Or we could go on a killing spree. It depends on your mood. Personally, not so much. I would prefer I have to say, at the time I was quite upset, but Grub grew on me just a little bit, so I'm kind of hoping we get to see him again.
If the plan is to sort of jump off the sides of this sort of area that you're on into some bushes nearby, I just need to get a stealth roll from everybody.
Quietly lead the donkadonk off the trail.
Yeah, but maybe a sneaking roll.
Spain's for sneaking. Let's go.
Oh,
I'll just hide over here.
You're welcome to push if you failed. So at the moment, both Wilgus and Digby have both failed their sneaking.
I'll hide next to you, Wilgus.
All right.
Come on,
Wait.
Gadonk. Quietly.
This one or that one? Wilgus is too stupid to push.
Okay, Mallory, you've managed to find like a little hiding spot behind a bush, leaving Wilgus and Digby looking for places where they're going to be hiding and maybe shouting out. And just maybe you find a good spot just a little too late as 5 of these goblins sort of head over the crest, and they stop and they see you, and they each like get their weapons out in preparation, and they just scream, "Hunt!"
Good day, goblins.
And that's where we'll end it there on that one tonight.
Oh,
yay!
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I've got some. I was not ready for you guys to go towards the goblins
Right.
at all.
You're lucky because that crevice is like right there on the map. All we have to do is turn a little more south, and it's like, hey-oh.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm actually very excited you guys are going here first, though. That's awesome. I was like, nah, there's no way they're gonna head out that way. So I prepped a whole bunch of other stuff, thinking,
Nope.
no, it's all good. It's all good because I was like, I want them to do this thing, but I don't think they will. So now I'm very excited about what I get to prep next week. Let's look at leveling up.
do you think Christoph would have been keen on us going to see the Goblin Village?
Oh, he would have loved it.
We had enough indecision there to
He would think
satisfy
it's
us,
a stupid idea.
I think, I think he would as well.
So that's good we're doing it.
Yeah. All right. So, did you participate in the game set? First of all, was there any 1s or 20s rolled this session?
Apparently I got a
one.
bushcraft. 20.
Yeah. I think that might have been it.
Nothing for Wilgus.
Okay, cool. So yeah, did you participate in the game session? Give something a tick. Did you explore a new location?
The trail to the Goblin Land?
Yeah,
Is that that's a
on.
location?
Yeah, it's a new
It's an
place.
area that you haven't been before, which is
Yeah.
past Riddermound, so sure. I'll give you that. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries? You did.
Yes.
The white.
A very
rabbit.
dangerous one. Yes.
Did you overcome an obstacle without using force?
Yes. Gobo.
Like Grub? Are you talking about?
Grub?
Yeah, we didn't like twist his arm
Kill
to
him.
get information. We,
That's true. That
talked
is
to him.
true. I'll give you that. And did you give in to your weakness?
2 naps.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
No.
That trail string.
That was pretty gross. That's pretty, violent. Yeah, I'll give you that. Mallory?
I played it embarrassingly safe. I should be more reckless.
Okay, that's all good. All right. We'll start with Wilgus. What do you pick trying to level up today?
All right, let's go with knives. And I click it. And that's a no.
That's a no.
Next, we're going to go evade. And I click it. And that's a no. And then awareness. No.
Oh.
And healing.
Oof.
No. And swords.
Yay!
Yes!
You've picked like a lot of the ones you're already really good at.
Yeah.
Those are very, very hard to level up. Mallory.
Let's see. Come on, bushcraft. Let's go. Yes.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Can't believe it. Hunting and fishing. Oh,
Magazine.
yes.
Here we go.
Very appropriate.
Yes.
Spot hidden. Got to find that statue. But not today.
Not
Oh,
today.
1.
And finally, bows. Let me shoot something cool. Nope, no cool shooting for me.
Still 2. 2's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, Wilgus, you got the swords right, so you updated that one.
Yep. Thanks.
Cool, awesome. Digby.
Okay. Bushcraft. Got an 8 and I rolled an 8.
You gotta exceed it, unfortunately.
Fuck. Evade. I have an
Basically,
11
you have
and-
to fail the roll. That's
I succeeded on evade. Sleight of hand. I have an 8. And I got a 15.
Nice.
Yeah. That's gonna work.
Boom.
Sneaking. I have a 5 for sneaking. Oops, I rolled because I have.
it was an 18 and a 9, so you still got it no matter what.
Oh yeah. Knives. I have an 11. I rolled a 16.
Nice.
And slings. I have an 11. I rolled a 7.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's
we've got
3 things.
some level up there. I'm sure Adam will be gutted he missed out on the ability to possibly level up. But unfortunately, that's how the game goes, unfortunately. I've got some very cool... I'm very excited about next session, by the way. I'm very excited to see where this goes. How bought in you guys are with Grub and what goblins are going to... Yeah, what's going to unfurl next week is going to be, I think, very exciting. It's going to be exciting no matter which way you went. What's that?
Join us for the final session.
Yeah.
Giant spider.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All good. I'm going to give away the final copy of Dragonbane to someone on YouTube. I'm just going to announce it on our YouTube channel, which I will do probably tomorrow. So hopefully someone will win that. I think someone's left a comment. If they've left a comment, they're probably the winner. So that's great. But yeah, all right. We'll see you guys at the same time next time.
Thanks, Sam.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Free
guys.
league.
Free league rules. All right. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.